Morning, everybody. Welcome to my channel, 8:21 a.m. It's January 29th, 2026. Welcome to my channel. Now, yesterday was a whole lot of nothing. I didn't think there was much going to happen. FOMC expected a pause, got a pause, and it was like 8-2 in favor of pause. The only dissent was Mirren, which is Trump's boy, and I forget the other dude. And then we had Meta, Tesla, IBM, Microsoft earning. Microsoft is down. Meta is way up. Boy, boy, boy. I trimmed Meta before this, and I knew it was a little bit of a risk. And boy, oh boy, that is up to $727 right now. Wow. I mean, I still own it. I trimmed it, so geez. I think one of my original entries is at like 480. So, what a monster. Um, what else do we have? Microsoft's down, like I said. FOMC got the pause. That's really all we got today. Now we have other um, earnings today. We got Apple after the close. Okay. So, I don't know, why does that say Amazon? Amazon's not reporting today. Yeah, I don't know why that has that. That's wrong. Anyway, so let's get right into it. Welcome to my channel. My name is Steven Gonzalez. I use market profile and buying profile to find structure in the markets along supply and demand, gamma exposure levels, the most traded price of the year, the month, the week, and the previous day. That is my edge. Also use Anchor VWAPs, market internals, a little ICT, and that's what I bring to you guys in this channel. All right. Now every morning, I give you the market story. Hopefully you can subscribe, set that alert. Give you the raw deal of what's going on in the markets, why the market's doing what it's doing, technical analysis, and then I follow it up with the long and short trade scenarios in the Nasdaq and the ES futures. Now, if you want more in-depth coverage, you're going to join my Discord. That is Confluence Trading. Okay, go to my YouTube homepage, click on the link, sign up. What are you waiting for? Let me be your indicator. Let me be your indicator. All right. Now, that being said, I'm going to try to improve the experience in my Discord a little bit. So, I learned about a little thing called ClaudeBot. I think it's called Moltbot now. It's kind of the latest thing with AI personal assistant, like you have your own AI agent. I'm blown away, folks. I'm blown away. I got it to work yesterday, and it literally, I use Grok, Gemini, Copilot, you name it, ChatGPT. I use them all, but obviously use them all like everyone else. Talk to them. They're great. Help me code. But this thing, like I have made a bot that's in my Discord, and it's my own personal assistant. It controls my computer. It can book flights. It's crazy, but I'm trying to help it with the community. All right, I'm going to try to help it with the community here. And if you notice, if you go to my Discord and you go to the morning prep channel, that's what we're going to focus on. And that's going to do that every morning for me. All right, there's a lot of things that I can do here. All right, there's a lot of things that I can do. So that's just going to make it easy. And I just talk to that like assistant and say, and it basically has a memory just like ChatGPT, like it knows my name, it knows what I do. It's amazing. Okay, so we'll go into that morning prep channel in a little bit after we check out the futures watch lists. Okay, but it's really exciting. I mean, the future is around the corner. I just can't wait to use this tool more and more and to improve my Discord. Okay, I'd like to have that. I mean, there is even something where you talk to it and I'm like, what could you help me with? It actually said, oh, I can make a channel where you guys, anybody who has questions, can just type in the questions about my trades, what I did, and it will answer the questions. Or it said I can create a channel where you guys can put any ticker you want in. It will go scrub the internet, take a screenshot, and analyze the stock for you in the Discord. I mean, I had it like I took a trade yesterday. I had a long, and I said here's my long. Here's the screenshot of my long. Analyze it, and it was like, oh, I saw a fair value gap here. I was just like blown away, blown away. So check it out, Claudebot. A lot of people are hosting them on Mac Minis right now. I'm hosting it just on my local computer. Blowing me away. All right, let's go to futures watch list here. Okay. Silver is a monster. It's a monster. Up 4.5%, up to $118 for an ounce of silver. Gold is a monster. it's. I remember back in the day when I started trading, if gold would go to 2,000, it's at $5,550 an ounce of gold. Now, this is where I'd say big time caution. But crude up 3%. That is a red flag for the market. When crude goes up, that's generally not a good sign for markets. Okay, I know we just went all-time highs, but generally you do not want crude going up. VIX is up 2.63. Russell up 0.29. 10-year yields up. Not going to help mortgage rates. Up 0.26. ES up 0.19. The Dow's up 0.08. Nasdaq's pretty much flat. 30-year bonds being sold. That's why rates are higher. Dollar down 2.23. Bitcoin. Woo! Bitcoin down 1.29%. Back to 87,000. It can't get out of that high volume though. That's the most traded price of the last year in Bitcoin. It keeps going back to the warm, snuggly bed. Ethereum down 2.61. Mag 7 Plus, let's go. So, look at it here. Meta, oh my lord. Meta, up 9%. 9%. You remember that little pullback that it just had to like 570 or 580 when everyone was like, oh my God, like I forget, because of CapEx spending or something like that? Pfft, I added to my position. And my lord, I just trimmed some of it. So, of course, I would have liked to trim it today. But you never know, right? What if it was down 9%? Unbelievable. Tesla is up 1.81. Google is up 1.73. Apple's up 0.5%. Lagging. Amazon down 0.5%. Coinbase down 0.64. Broadcom down 1%. Microsoft down 6.79%. Down 6.79%. I just think that they actually someone took them out of their AI picks today. Might have been JP Morgan. I saw a headline saying that they removed them from an AI top pick about their spending. Something about that. Okay. Moving on. Top sectors. Okay. Exxon up 1.87. Chevron up 1.58, Palantir up 1.32, Caterpillar up 1%, GEV, I own that as well, and I trimmed it before this because I didn't know what was going to happen. Boy, oh boy, that thing's up to 720. My entry on that is like 280, I think. Crazy. Mining up, Visa up. Now who's lagging today? Oracle almost down 1%, and Salesforce down 4.79%. That might have something to do with Microsoft. Software, not sure. Okay, maybe in sympathy. I don't know. Maybe there's some news out that I'm not worried about. Let's go to granular here. Granular here, IBM did report earnings and they were good. Okay, Royal Caribbean Cruise Line. Also, I'm not sure if they report. I can't remember. They're up 7%. Carvana's up 6%. Southwest Airlines is up 5.5%. Lockheed Martin up 4.64. Norwegian Cruise Lines up 3.80. ASML up 3.75. This is an aluminum ticker, AA, up 3.28. Lam Research, I believe, reported earnings. They're up 3%. Western Digital up 2.74. MasterCard up 2.52. Okay? Lagging, Whirlpool. Down 9.62. ServiceNow, I believe, reported earnings. They're down 8.46%. Las Vegas Sands, down almost 7%. Forest Solar, down 6.36%. Datadog, cybersecurity, down 5.5%. Snowflake, down 4%. Ticker Team, Atlassian, down 4%. So a lot of software down. Maybe in sympathy. I know some of them, so with Microsoft, that's what's going on there. Okay. Sectors. Communications, that's your Google. That's your Meta, up almost 2%. Energy, up 1.70. That energy is a monster. Financials, up 0.64. Basic materials, up 0.56. Interesting is semis, up 0.22. Healthcare's flat. Staples, flat. Down is XLK. Technology. It's your Microsoft. That's your Salesforce. Your Oracle. Okay? Your Broadcom. So remember, that is 35% of the market cap weight in the S&P 500. So that thing being down is not the best thing. Now, could it change when the market opens? Of course it can. Okay, now, world premiere here of my little assistant here in Discord. Now, I don't know who's listening or who's watching. I'm not sure how great you can read this. It looks like you can. So let's get into some news. An economic calendar here. It's all in one-stop shop now. Okay. So right here, morning prep. My little market news bot. My little assistant here. So we got jobless claims today at 8:30. Factory orders at 10 a.m. All right. Now I have a Trump tracker. All right. Scheduled appearances. No high-profile public appearances or rallies confirmed on major trackers. Okay. It says January 29th. Focus remains on administrative transitions and secondary briefings. All right. Top macro news. Fed policy stability. Market focus remains on the Federal Reserve's higher for longer stance following yesterday's meeting, with indexes closing nearly unchanged as investors digest policy outlooks. Then this is consumer anxiety. Recent reports show U.S. consumer confidence at multi-year lows due to labor market uncertainty and persistent price pressures. AI investment scrutiny. Growing macro debate over the efficiency of AI spending is a driver of 2025 economic growth. Let's see here. Earnings report. Before the open, I said MasterCard expected to report steady growth. Southwest Airlines focus on holiday travel margins and fleet updates. Thermo Fisher expectations around healthcare. After market close, we got Apple, like I said, highly anticipated. Market watching iPhone demand and services revenue. This is incorrect, so I'll have to tell my assistant Amazon is not reporting. Upgrades, downgrades. Looks like Mosaic, I believe that's a agriculture fertilizer, I believe, downgraded from outperform to perform. And Alphabet, Google, notable recent upgrade momentum at top tier firms. Nike, notable recent downgrade pressure due to consumer discretionary. All right, here's some after hours earnings recap. Okay, let's see. Big Tech delivered high stakes earnings yesterday. Here's a recap for the key players. Meta, they beat on EPS, beat on revenue. Now, pre-market reaction up 8%. Meta crushed expectations across the board with strong revenue guidance of 2026, driving significant optimism despite high AI-related capital expenditure. Microsoft, they beat their EPS, they beat their revenue. Pre-market reaction down 7%. Despite a double beat, investors are reacting negatively to signs of slowing growth in the intelligent cloud Azure segment and projected 2026 expense growth. Tesla, EPS, they beat. Revenue, they beat. Pre-market reaction down slightly. While Tesla beat on the bottom line, revenue growth remains sluggish, down -3% year over year for the full year 2025. The focus is shifting to Elon Musk's $2 billion investment in XAI and the discontinuation of Model XS vehicles to pivot towards robotics. Now, IBM, they beat my EPS revenue. They beat. Pre-market reaction up 7%, actually 8%. IBM is emerging as a clear AI winner. Its generative AI book of business hit $12 billion, and software revenue grew 14% year over year, pushing the stock to multi-year highs. Market outlook: the indices are digesting a mixed bag from big tech, and the Fed decision looms later today. Meta and IBM are the clear standouts, while Microsoft's cloud cooling is weighing on the Nasdaq. See that? So the Microsoft Cloud, which I believe it will be in sympathy affect some other stocks. Okay. Now, here's my little body. All right. Now let's tell it to give me the results on the morning earnings. Let's see. Let's see. Here we go. Unbelievable. My sub agent is digging it up right now. So now that's just how that agent works. I just wanted to show you guys that. That's on the little market bot. So it's scouring right now. Agent's working on it and should post it. So it's pretty crazy. I have actually set up today to run my gamma levels via Python to more on a schedule. You can have it book flights for you. It's crazy. It's crazy. So it's posted now. So let's go to it. Boom. Here it is. Isn't that insane? All right, let's look at it. Let's look at it. So, big tech SaaS check. ServiceNow reported late yesterday. Results solid beat subscription. Price action down pre-market. Reason classic sell the news after the massive run-up. Guidance was strong, but the market is rotating out of the multiple SaaS names today. There it is. Salesforce, no report this morning. Expected late February. Price action down pre-market. Reason dragged down by peer sentiment. Now, ticker now in a broader tech sector rotation. Datadog, no report this morning. Price action down. Broad SaaS profit taking, and said this is the sympathy. This is what we needed to learn, right? Now, confirmed pre-market reports this morning. MasterCard, they beat. Okay, price action bullish strength across border volume. Thermo Fisher beat. Okay. Southwest Airlines reported late yesterday. Numbers revenue missed. They missed their revenue. But the guy, let's see, provided 2020 EPS guidance of at least $4. Price action, weakness, revenue miss, and slightly caused near tone despite the bullish long-term 2020 goal. So the summary, let's look at the summary here. The pre-market weakness in names like CRM and Datadog, Salesforce, and Datadog is fundamental. They haven't reported yet. It's a reaction to Now's post-earnings dip and the wider shift away from high-tech growth today. MasterCard and Thermo Fisher provide a stabilizing force for the broader industry with solid beats. There you go, folks. That's why technology sector is down this morning. You heard it here. Okay? Let me see if there's anything I didn't do here. If there's anything I missed. No. I think that's it, folks. So I'm going to keep doing this morning brief. And you can go there now. Right? If you go to my Discord, just go to Morning Prep. I also have an alert for market news. Oh. Is that no, that's not today. I'm going to have to figure that out. This is all a work in progress, folks. This is all a work in progress. Okay? Oh, yesterday, I didn't post yesterday because NinjaTrader, when market opened, just stopped giving me data. I had no data. I was like, what is going on here? Then I had to reach out to other Discords I'm in and say, hey, is anybody having problems with NinjaTrader or Tradeovate? And then they were like, yes, I'm not getting data issues. And then I pretty much was down for an hour and change. So anybody else has NinjaTrade or Trade probably experienced the same thing. All right. So now we get to move on to the market internals. Okay. All right. Yesterday, not the best day to do internals. To be honest with you, FOMC, pretty bad. That's why I don't like trading this. Look at this garbage. I mean, I traded. I think I got a long here, this long. So not a great trading environment. So internals, actually, we'll skip that today. Yesterday is not a day that you really got to pay attention to that. I mean, I'm not saying it doesn't help me here a little bit, but it's just today is not a good day to really even get into it. So we're gonna skip that for today. All right, let's get into daily charts now. Alrighty, let's get into daily chart. Let's go to daily charts here. Alrighty. So yesterday we made another new all-time high. Okay, but then we closed here unchanged. Literally closed where the previous day closed. Pretty crazy, right? So where are we now? 697.47, 697.47, all the way up here at the top of the range. Okay. The Nasdaq is a little relatively weaker. Okay. Now we have Apple to report. So let's see how this spins out. Now let's go into the futures. Now there really isn't too much overhead supply still. So let's get into futures. And this is your daily charts. I don't know if I put that up yet or not. So futures. You see here the market's trying to go down. It's getting bought, right? So you got a higher low, higher low, higher low. That's called one time framing. We made all-time highs yesterday. This morning we're like here. So like a hammer here. So like I said, if technology was up this morning, this market would be way up, but it's not. And you have financials and communications. Communications is up 2% with Meta and Google. Okay, specifically Meta. All right. So that's what's going on. Now Qs. Look at that. Look at this move. This is because the rotation is going back into technology. Now, technology is down this morning, but this is this meteoric rise. We're going to get a day where we get a nice pullback here because this is very frothy. Very frothy. Right? Where are we now? 634.30. See that? Look at this. 634.30. We're in the middle of yesterday's range. SPY and ES is up top from yesterday's range. All right, let's look at futures now. Futures, same thing. Higher low, higher low, higher low. The dips keep getting bought. Okay. Now, where are we at? We're right here, like I said, in the middle. This is last month's highs. Still not by all-time highs. Okay. Still not by all-time highs. All right. So that's your indices. All right. That's your futures. Now, look at the breath. Let's smell that breath. Look at the breath. That's important to note. We were all the way up here at one point to 74% of stocks over their 50-day simple moving average. Now look, we're only down to 60. We're only down to 60. Now, based on sectors, that should change today. But that is a regression in the breadth. If I showed you, I think yesterday, Staples have been on a run. Industrials has been on a run. Financials is actually getting smoked to the downside. But technology was starting to get love. But now this morning it's not with Microsoft and ServiceNow. So again, what does that make our market? A friggin' hard market today. It's going to be another market that's weird. Okay? That's why you check the breadth. Right? Now there's other things I like to check, and I was going to include them in my morning prep, but I think it makes my little agent work overtime because it has to go to certain websites. So I like to look at the bullish percent index of the S&P 500, the Nasdaq 100, and the NYSE and the Nasdaq Composite, and also the bullish percent index of the technology. And all that tells me as well is how many percentage of the stocks are on buy signals. If you go above like 70 to 80%, be prepared to get a pullback. All right. I had those numbers yesterday. It doesn't matter. We just can look at this. It's pretty similar. Okay. So that is that. Now, moving on. Hourly charts. We're going to start with the ES. Okay. I don't know who's here today. Rosita? Maybe? My boy? I'm not sure. Not even sure who watches me. We keep rolling though, because I do this no matter what. No matter if someone's watching or not. It's part of my process. Everybody should have a process. What's up, Chief? Let's go over futures here. I'm not sure if you're watching, Chief, or you're listening. I guess you're listening. All right. Let's get into it. All right. Remember, like I said, yesterday was a whole lot of nothing. So, but what did we do? Let's talk about this. Really didn't have any impact. Okay, let's look at this. You had a swing low here, a swing high here. Okay, yesterday's action was from here to here. It didn't really hit any major levels, which is odd for an FOMC day. Okay, so, but in the overnights, notice this sweepy sweep candle. It took out this swing low, and that's not a swing low, but right now, what did that do? Well, we closed back upside in the range, tried to go down, found some footing at this swing low, and then look, went back up into the range. So what are we doing here? I don't know if Chief is watching or who's watching. What do you think we're doing here? Accumulating, right? We're just in balance. We're making a balance area. Okay. So now we have all-time highs up at 7,043. Couple swing highs up here. Major supply zone up here. That's causing problems right now. Now, this is the beauty. Look that I have here on my chart. That's the daily bar for the futures. It's pretty bullish. Pretty bullish. Okay. This is the 4-hour bar. Pretty bullish in the last 4 hours. Okay. Hence the big move up and then the big move up. Now, what I would say here, you got a major supply above. You have poor structure. How we moved up. This is poor structure. Okay. So today might be a range bound day. Okay. So I could see possibly going up here, sweeping this liquidity into this big major demand zone. Right. And then going back into range to then challenge this swing low here at about 7,010 and also the most traded price of the week. And then what you probably could do is take out this poor structure symmetrically, and we probably do something like this and bounce up. That's probably what we do. There you go, AMD, Chief. Okay? That's probably what we do. because we have Apple reporting and Visa reporting. Okay. Now I'm looking at a little bit of a supply zone here that I got my eye on that I didn't chart because so I'm going to do it now just because it's right in my eye view. Okay, so right here, supply, there's one right here. And I'm going to put a box that's lighter because it's not a major supply, but it's getting honored, right? Look at those wicks that came in there. Now that equal high is going to be tested, folks. What is that level? Let's call it 7,029, 7,030. Look at the equal highs here. That is a draw on liquidity. That is your buy side liquidity. That is going to be tested. Remember, we just did this. We did a manipulation. Now we're distributing. We came up here once, pulled back, got bought. It wants this liquidity. That's where we all should make a decision if we're going to short. That right now would be my plan. Okay, major supply, equal highs. And if I see it and I think that we're going to do it, I think we're going to stay in this range unless something news catalyst comes out. So what you want to do, okay, to prepare yourself is two things. Let's just call it 70-30. If we come up to here in 70-30 and go whoop, even if you get a wick, but then you close back inside, then you look for the discount or the premium. All right, now we're selling. You want a premium. So let's say you went here, but then you got a pullback again, but didn't make didn't take out that high. Then that becomes a swing high. Guess what happens? You push down, then you test this swing low. If you crush that, guess what's going to happen, folks? You're going to take out that poor structure. That's the trade. And we go all the way down to test this swing low. And either we get support there or we go right there, tap that swing low, and then we go back into balance. Now, that doesn't mean that we have to. We could fall. But that is your trade, folks. That is the trade for this morning. Okay? That equal high is staring at me in the face. Okay? Now, what could also happen? Let's say this doesn't get challenged. I would be shocked if it doesn't, but let's say it doesn't and that becomes a swing high. And let's say the market opens, comes in here again, fails. That's also the short to take out target here, and then your next target would be here. Around 69, 90, around the 80s, okay? Now again, what if we come down here and get supported and bounce lows? Well, then you're going to look for a long. Okay, this is a little bit of a demand zone here. I don't know why I didn't see that earlier, but let's just put that on the chart. Just want to make sure you have your levels on point. It's not the most beautiful demand, but it is a demand, I would say. Okay, right there. I'm going to put that on my chart. Let me just make sure. I don't know why that looks a little different. No, it doesn't. Okay. Here we go, folks. Remember, this market's a mixed message. It's always mixed message every day. It's not giving us all out buying in all sectors, all out selling in all sectors. It's not doing that. All right, NASDAQ. Now, in the NASDAQ, I would say this. In this chart, this is bearish to me. Okay? You have a ton of overhead supply. This is just screaming you don't want to go long. You're asking for trouble. Now, I'm a man of probabilities. Okay? I don't care if you make money going long when I just said it's not a time to go long. Trust me, I was that person too when I started. When somebody would experience would be like, "Oh, I don't go long in this situation. I'm just too rookie, newbie mindset because I was like, I don't understand that. I just went long and I made my, well, I didn't have time in the game, right? The way you stick into this game is with probabilities, not with one-offs, not with outliers, not going swimming against the current, swimming upstream. Why make it hard on yourself? That's the point. Why make it hard? That's what I'm saying. The market and the NASDAQ probably wants this swing high here. And then there's kind of an equal high here. But there's such a stacked supply here. Okay? Now, if we just look at a little trendy trend here. So we got a swing high here to a swing low. Go back. It's a little crazy here because we do make a big swing on one candle here. But we're going to put it there. Right? Then we move back up. So this is nasty. This is ugly. Right? And we're here now. That is ugly. Very ugly. Let's take a look at that. That is not a pretty, that's not a trend. Okay? But notice all these swing highs together. Okay? But they are a little lower. You can see it. This one's a little, let's get out of that. Like this one's a little higher, right? What my point with that is, you're sloping downwards, and there's just so much stack supply. Look at that last 4 hours. It's a doji. The last 4 hours is a doji, and the daily candle has buying excess, but notice, right? Not as big as the ES. Not as big as the ES. Okay? So, in this chart, right? Same kind of deal. We swept a bunch of liquidity, made a new swing low right at the most traded price of the week, pushed up with poor structure. But notice, though, I want you to notice something. In the ES, you have this poor structure, and it's staying intact. Look what the NASDAQ did. It took it away already. So this is where this market becomes difficult. NASDAQ just took the poor structure away already. Now, does it keep falling? Or does it now, that's the buy in the NASDAQ. I'm not saying you go long. It probably now maybe makes a swing low to attempt to break this swing high. Okay? This is a more difficult trade. Okay? I would be, again, bias short here. That's a lot of stacked supplies here. That just screams to me like, whoa, that's not going to be easy unless something comes out bullish news. That is not just going to be real easy to just go through. You're just not. Okay? So what I would look for, any type of hitting these two swing highs, getting some resistance like this, whoop, a lower high, back inside this little range here, and then you can start to work down, okay, to most traded price of yesterday. Try to test this swing low. If you take this swing low out with the most traded price of the week, you probably test here in this big demand zone. Okay. Like I said, this is accumulation right now. That you had the manipulation. We distributed a little bit, but this is relatively weaker. So keep that in mind, okay? Keep that in mind. I can't stress it enough that these markets right now are not easy. They're not. They're not easy. Because you really have to have a keen eye on internals, what's moving the market. Wait a minute. This internals are not very strong, but we're pushing up. They don't have the strength. That's kind of been our market every day. Oh, healthcare is down, but tech is up. Oh, financials is down, but tech is up. Tech is down, but the rest of the market's up. It makes the market weird. Meaning, like, if the market wants to go up, it's kind of going up with a piano on its back. Okay? That's what it's like. Or if it goes down, it's going down with like roadblocks in the way, speed bumps. That's where you get this kind of price action that I only want to really play in the discount or the premium areas of a range to give me the most bang for my buck. Okay? Because the reason you do that is you always want to be in an area on the chart where it's going to cause the most pain for a long or a short. Think about it. If let's get to a chart here. Let's get to this chart. Hey, right here. Let's talk about it real quickly. Real quick. I want to make sure everybody understands this. I didn't do this in the beginning of my trading at all. I did not do this. I was trading wherever the market was. So this is the SPY. This is yesterday's range, right? Right from here to here. And let me explain a couple things. If we throw a fib on it, right? Let's just throw a little fibby fib. Let's go from here. What the heck? I know what's happening. Hold on. There we go. Let's do it again. Okay. Throw the fib on there. Now, that's our price action, right? And this is your 50% line. That's your midpoint of the range. So, what do you want to look at? Well, there's a value area. It's probably from here to here. I don't want to talk about that. Let's just make it simple. Really, I want to be a buyer down here. And I want to be a seller in this area. This is called premium, right? If you're selling a car or a house, right, you want to sell it at a premium. I don't want to sell it here at a discount, right? I want to sell it at a premium. That's horrible writing, but you get the point. Okay? So when price comes down to discount, I want to buy it. Why? Because shorts, if they came from here, once they get down here and have a little trouble, as soon as the market moves up, they're going to have to cover their shorts. Okay? Same thing with the longs. Okay? Now, in this case, the kind of market stayed down. But typically, when you come up here and you have a range-bound day, you come up into this like premium. This is where longs will be like having some problems, whoop, some lower highs, then it goes back. You short in the premium because the majority of people who were long are going to take profits. If you trade in this area, there's special times where I will trade there, but majority of the times I don't want to trade there. Okay? You're asking for trouble. You're asking to get chopped up. You're asking to go, oh, wait a minute, I'm long. It's going. Wait a minute. Oh, fell back. Oh, it's horrible. Okay? That's when I say, hey, we're in the middle of yesterday's session, horrible trade location. Okay? Horrible trade location. Let's get rid of this fib. Oop, didn't mean to do that. Okay? All right. Let me make sure that I'm in the right. I'll keep it like that for now. Maybe like that. All right. Anyway, that's my spiel for today. I don't think we got to go into the market profile. I covered it pretty much in the hourly charts, what I'm looking for. Okay? Unless you guys want me to do the market profile on profile, unless someone says something in the next 10 seconds. If not, I'm going to stick to my hourly scenarios for today. All right? So, smash the like button if you enjoy my analysis. Okay? And as always, please join me and subscribe. Set that alert. Do this every morning, Monday morning. Every morning, give you the market story, the market news, the economic calendar, why the market's doing what it's doing. All right, give you a bunch of TA, And I just gave you the long and short trade scenarios in the NASDAQ and the ES futures. All right. Now, if you want more in-depth coverage, you're going to join my Discord. That is Confluence Trading. Go to the YouTube homepage, click on the link, and sign up. What are you waiting for? Let me be your indicator. Okay? I will not steer you wrong. So sign up. And now I got a little bot and a little assistant on my hands in my Discord, so my Discord will be more informative. Okay? You can see a one-stop shop for news. Okay? I'm going to keep working on that, provide more content. Like I said, I'm on a nice little streak here of trading. Been trading pretty good. 8 or 9 weeks of profitability in a row. Let's see if I can continue it. Right, I'm on my second funded account. I'm on my second combine. I'm funded in one account. I'm trying to get another one. So let's do it. All right, everybody. Everybody, remember today. Have a great day. Remember, no trade's a trade. Hope everybody has a green day. Remember, you still have a good day if you break even, or if you have no trade. That's a position. Cash is a position. All right, everybody. If I don't see you in my Discord, I'll see you tomorrow morning. Take it easy.